Hello, I'm Charlotte from Lavender Healthcare. Today we're going to do a 45-minute Pilates video to get us feeling nice and mobile, stretching out and getting those core and buttock muscles working as well. So make sure you've got a mat, somewhere safe to practice where you're not going to hurt yourselves, and let's get going. So bring yourselves onto your mat. Start with your feet together. We're going to take them out like a pizza slice and then take the heels to follow. From there, just slightly soften the knees, and you're just going to start to transfer your weight to the front of the foot and into the back. So just moving forwards and backwards. We're just trying to get that sensation in our feet, just trying to work out where our weight should be. And we're going to start to make that movement slightly smaller until we come into our midline and we feel where that pressure in our feet is nice and neutral between the front of the foot and the heel. And now try and imagine that the pressure is nice and even through the heel of the foot, through the big toe and through the small toe. So you should now feel in a nice comfortable position with your feet and your knees are nice and soft and ready to go. We're going to come into a couple of pelvic tuck and tilts. So you're going to tuck the pelvis forward and then bring it back to centre. So we're just bringing the pelvis forward and back to centre. So just a nice gentle rocking motion with the pelvis, with the same aim that we're just going to start to make that movement smaller until we come into a nice comfortable position in the middle, which will hopefully be your neutral pelvis and your neutral spine. So when you found that position, just check that it is your neutral spine by having a little feel of the muscles at the back. And if they're nice and soft, then you'll know you're in the right position. If they still feel quite tense and like they're gripping on, then just do a couple more tuck and tilts until you find the point where your muscles in the back soften. So these muscles here, right in the lower back, and they should be nice and ready to go. Okay, from there we're just going to start to activate the core. So we're just going to imagine that you've got a belt that's low slung, sort of coming around the hips, and you're just going to tighten it up by 3 notches. Or you can imagine that you're putting on a pair of jeans that are a little bit too tight and you just need to squeeze in ever so slightly to get that top button undone. Get that top button done. So just activate that core now for me, and we're just going to hold it there as much as we can through these classes. There's going to be particular exercises where I'm going to say activate the core, so this is the sensation we're trying to get. So this is a lovely, nice position we're now in, so we're just going to come into some shoulder rolls, just to get the upper back nice and loosened off. So we're going to take a breath in as we come up, and exhale down. So we're going to inhale up, and exhale down. Lovely, just getting those shoulders moving, stretching out through the chest. And the upper back moving as well. Lovely. We're just going to do a few more here. 2 more. And our last one. Good. Relax the shoulders down so that they're slightly back. And just resting the arms down nice and relaxed. We're going to look over one shoulder and over to the other. So nice and gently. Just mobilising through the neck, stretching the muscles into the side of the neck. Don't worry if you can hear some cracking and creaking, it's quite normal and does tend to go away the more we mobilise. So we're just moving in our pain-free range of motion, so you shouldn't feel any pain here. And if you do, just don't turn quite so far. And we're going to go one more on each side. And back to centre. We're going to drop the right ear to the shoulder and roll the neck forwards nice and gently over to the other side and roll it back again. So we're rolling forwards, getting that nice stretch into the side of the neck and obviously into the shoulders as well. And again, we shouldn't be feeling any pain here, so just ease it off slightly if you are. I'm going to go one more on each side. And back to centre. Take the arms out in front of you, and you're just going to take the arm round the corner and follow the hand with the eye gaze, coming into our arm openings. So we're just getting the shoulders a bit more mobile, loosening off through the upper back and into the neck, and stretching out through the chest, the pec muscles. So particularly if you spend lots of time hunched forward on your phone or on your laptop or on a computer or something, this is lovely just to open it all back out Try and remember about your feet position while you're here. Make sure that pressure between the 3 points hasn't changed. And if you can, just try and re-engage that core. And making sure that pelvis is still in neutral. I'm going to go one more on each side. And relax the arms down. We're going to come into our dumb waiters now, so tuck the elbows into the waist, and we're just going to take the hands out to the side. So we're squeezing ever so slightly through the shoulder blades. And again, this is a great one if you spend lots of time hunched forward. This is all about activating through the rhomboid muscles, which those muscles that get overstretched when you hunch forward. So this is just going to naturally bring the shoulders back into that lovely upright position. And on the next one, we're taking it into the Cleopatra. So as we come out, we're going to take it wider and back to centre. So take it, reaching out. So you're going to breathe out away and in as they come back in. Breathe out as the arms go away and inhale back in. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. That's feeling nice and comfortable. We're now going to add in our heel raises. So as you come out, we're going to lift onto the heels and release. So exhale, lift, inhale back down, exhale and inhale, exhale and inhale. So you should be feeling the calves waking up now, just getting the leg muscles warmed up, as well as the upper body and challenging your balance. A little bit of coordination work as well. So focus on keeping that pelvis nice and neutral. And engaging through that core. Rest if you need to rest, but if not, we're going to keep going. And we're doing 6 more. 4 more. Last 2. And our last one. And relax down. We're now coming into our squats. So just sink the bottom back. Hinging through the hips and taking the arms out in front of us. So just waking up those quadricep muscles in the front of the thigh and our buttock muscles. Any knee pain, just don't go down quite so far, or leave this one out completely if you're struggling with any knee pain. Just working within your comfortable limits. And let's go 2 more. And last one. We're going to add in our chicken wings now. So we're going to float the arms up. We're going to take them forwards, back, up, reach, and back to star. Good. So forwards, back, up, reach, and back to star. And now we're going to add in the squat. So we're going to reach forward and squat. We're going 3 more. And last one. And relax it down. Lovely. Now we're coming into our roll downs. So you're just going to tuck the chin towards the chest and start to roll yourselves forward, 1 vertebra at a time, and just hanging at the bottom. Soften through the knees. And just notice where you're feeling tight. Is your hamstrings or the lower back. And then you're going to start to peel your way up, restacking the spine. Head and neck are last to come up. We're going to go for 3 more. Tuck the chin to the chest, roll yourselves forward. Just hang at the bottom, make sure the head and neck's really nice and relaxed. And bring yourselves up. We're going 2 more. Don't force yourself to get to the floor if you don't naturally touch the floor. Just hang wherever feels very comfortable for you. And we're just going into our last one. And roll yourselves back up. Okay, just come to the edge of the mat. We're going to come into our roll downs again. So tuck your chin to your chest, roll yourself forward, and at the bottom you're just going to walk your hands forward and then relax the heels, just sinking into that down dog position. Reaching the buttocks up towards the ceiling and the heels down towards the floor for that lovely stretch. Walking the hands back and back to centre. We're going to go for 2 more. So tuck the chin to the chest, roll forward, walk the hands out, relaxing the heels, raising the bottoms to the ceiling. Walking the hands back and back to upright. Last one, tuck the chin to the chest, roll forward, walk the hands forward. Now if you want to stay in this position, that's absolutely fine, enjoy the stretch. If you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, you're going to come to your 3-leg jog and just take one leg up towards the ceiling and back down to the floor and stretch the other leg out. And one more on each side. And last one. Walk the hands backwards, roll yourself up. So we're just rolling forwards. And come and lay yourself onto your back. Okay, so when you're on your back, we're going to come into our rest position. So feet and knees are hip width apart, arms are relaxed by our sides, head and neck's nice and relaxed and feeling long. And we're just going to come into a couple of pelvic tuck and tilts. So we're just going to tuck the pelvis under, flattening the spine to the floor and untucking. So just tucking under and untucking. So just doing a couple here to loosen off the pelvis a bit more, relaxing off the hamstring muscles. And as we did with the feet, we're just going to start to make that movement slightly smaller each time until we come into that midway position. That's going to be our neutral spine. So again, if you want to check your neutral spine or neutral pelvis, just pop your hands under your back. Check the muscles are nice and relaxed and they're not feeling taut. Or you can use a diamond technique, so place your thumbs together and the fingers together. Thumbs come into belly button, fingers are just above the pubic bone, and if you look down and check, that should be nice and flat, so you're not sort of up here or over here where your pelvis isn't in a flat position. We're going to start off with doing our shoulder bridges. So we're going to tuck the pelvis under, peel off the spine, hold at the top, and peel our way back down. So we take a breath in to prepare. And as we breathe out, we tuck the pelvis under, sinking the back in, lifting off, squeezing the buttocks as we come up. Breath in at the top to hold, and come down on our out breath. Breath in, prepare. Roll up on the exhale. Keep the upper body nice and relaxed. And come down on the exhale. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, peel the spine. Inhale, hold. And exhale, release. Lovely. Let's go 4 more. Really squeezing through those buttocks, making them work hard. Last 3. And last 2. Last 1. And relax down. We're coming into our abdo prep, so interlace fingers and place them behind the head and neck. Keep your elbows in your peripheral vision. We take a breath in. And as we breathe out, we're just going to slide the ribs down towards the hip and release. So we exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. So we're imagining here that we've got a little peach underneath our chin, and we don't want that peach to roll away, and equally we don't want to squash it. So just keep that neckline the same, using the stomach muscles to bring us up. It's not a neck exercise, neck should be really relaxed. And you should be feeling this now in those abdominal muscles. Let's go 2 more. And last one. Relax the arms back down the side. We're coming into our double tabletop, so we're going to float one leg up, brace through the stomach and float the second leg up. I'm going to take one leg down and the other leg down. So we're going to float the other leg up first, brace through those stomach muscles, float the second leg up. One leg down and the other leg down. So we're going to keep alternating our leading leg, just bringing them into that double tabletop position. And if you just want to check that you're in the right position, you're just going to take your arms out straight in front of you and your hands should just rest over the knees. And what we're focusing on here is warming up our tummy muscles even more. We're making sure that the pelvis isn't tilting or rotating as the legs move, and making sure the spine stays in the same position as well. So it shouldn't arch or flatten onto the floor. We're just going to go a few more to make sure we're nice and warm. Okay, on this next one, once we're in the tabletop position, we're just going to push out one leg to a 45-degree angle and bring it to centre. So as if he was pushing a button that's half up the wall, and we're just alternating between the legs, getting the stomach muscles working even harder now into a one-leg stretch. Same things applying, we're not letting our pelvis tilt. We're keeping the spine in the same position. And we're going to exhale as the leg goes away from us, and inhale to bring it back. Exhale away, inhale back. Exhale away, and inhale back. And we're going one more on each side. And then we're going to let one leg down and the other leg down. We're going to bring ourselves into our knee hugs. So just hugging the knees in towards the chest and holding them there, feeling a lovely stretch through the hips and into the lower back. You can rock side to side if that feels comfortable for you, or you can hold it in the middle, whatever feels nice and relaxing. Just allowing those muscles to release off. And release the feet back down. Float the arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to take one hand overhead and the other one down towards the hips. So one overhead and down towards the hips. And we're going to keep alternating. So here we're thinking about keeping our ribcage nice and heavy and engaging through the ribcage to the hips using our core muscles. So imagine that you've got a spring that attaches between the bottom of the ribs and the top of the hip, and you don't want that spring to change size. So just keeping it nice and heavy. So only taking the arms as far back as you can control that. And we exhale away and inhale back to centre. Exhale away and inhale back to centre. We're just going to do one more on each side. Back to centre and release the floor. Interlace the fingers, pop them behind the head. We're coming into our oblique prep. So same setup as before. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to slide the ribs down, but then take the elbow towards the opposite knee and release. So we inhale, As we exhale, we're going to twist through opposite elbow to opposite knee and inhale on the way back down. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. So again, the elbow position doesn't change. It's then the peripheral vision. Keep thinking about your peach. And we're just working here the oblique muscles, which is the side of the stomach muscles. And you should feel them nice and warm now, starting to wake up. Let's go one more on each side. And relax down. We're going to come back into our tabletop, so lift one leg into tabletop, brace down the stomach, bring the second leg. We're now going to float our arms up to the ceiling and come into our dead bugs. So we're going to push one leg away and the opposite arm's going to go away and back to centre. So the other leg now and the other arm and back to centre. So exhale away, inhale back to centre. Exhale away, inhale back to centre. So now that we've got both limbs going away from the body, this is going to make the core work even harder. So just really concentrate on keeping the spine nice and neutral, not allowing the pelvis to tilt, keeping the ribs engaged. Rest if you need to rest, but if not, we're going to keep going. Let's go 5 more. 5, 4, 3, last 2, and our last one. Back in the centre, drop the arms down, relax one leg down, and then the other leg down. We're coming back into our double tabletop, so we'll take one leg up, brace down the stomach and bring the second leg up. From here, we're going to glue our legs together, take the arms out to the sides, and we're just going to drop the knees over and bring them back to the other side. So we're just getting some mobility through the spine and the hips here, while still working our core muscles. And you'll feel that you can only go so far before you feel like you tip over. So just working your limit. And if that feels comfortable and you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can float the arms up above the chest. And you'll feel that you won't be able to move quite so far, and the stomach muscles are having to work even harder. If you want to keep them by your side, that's fine as well. Work with what's comfortable for you. And we're just going to go one more on each side. Last one. Back to centre, drop one leg down and the other leg down, and then come back into those knee hugs. Just allow it to release off. Feel that nice stretch through the hips and the back. And allow the core to relax before we work it even more. So when we come out of our knee hugs, we're coming into our hundreds, which is classic Pilates move. If you've done Pilates before, you've probably done this one. We're going to come today into our level 4, but I'll give you all the options you need to make it comfortable for you. So we're going to relax the legs down. We're going to take one leg up into tabletop, brace down the stomach, bring the second leg in. The hundreds movement is pulses. We do 5 pulses for an in-breath, 5 pulses for an out-breath, and we do that for 100 pulses. So for our level 4, we take a breath in, and as we breathe out, we slide the ribcage down and come into our abdo prep. Now if this is comfortable for you, this is where we're going to be. If at any point you need to relax your head down, please do. If you feel any strain through the neck or through the throat, please relax the head down, and feel free to pick it up and lift it down as you feel is appropriate, or if you want to leave it down the whole time, that's absolutely fine as well. Please work within your own limits here. So we're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to come into that abdo prep position, and we're going to go 5 pulses in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And relax the head down, arms, one leg to the floor and the other leg to the floor. Well done everyone. Bring yourselves onto your side. We're going to come into some buttock work now. So lay yourselves out nice and flat. Bring the legs up so they're just in line with the buttocks. We're coming into our clam movement. So we're going to take the top hip down towards the feet and then slightly forward. So imagining headlights onto the front of the hips and we're just aiming them towards the floor. Hand can be in front of you for pressure, but it's very light pressure. Imagining something like a poppadom under there, you don't want to break it. So feet stay together and the knees going to lift and lower. So this is all about strengthening our buttock muscles. So you should be feeling it in the hip buttock area or your jeans back pockets. And you want to imagine there's sort of a stake or something going through your hips into the floor. So your hips can't roll anywhere. It's all just about the knee moving. If you can, try and engage the core here just to help your stability. And we're holding the next one open and we're going for 8 little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release it down. We're now going to lift up the feet and take the knee and lift and lower again. So same movement, just a little bit harder now. And you should be feeling in that same place of hip buttock. And on this next one we're holding it open and we're just going to extend the leg, tap the toe. Extend the leg, tap the toe. Two more. Feet back together, knee down and back to position. Bend up the knees, we're going to come into some arm openings. So you have the option to either take the arm straight over and behind you, or you can trail the fingers around and back to centre, so whatever feels nice and comfortable for you. This is a lovely stretch through the chest and into the pec muscles, also mobilising through the upper back and into the neck. Whatever feels comfortable. And we're going to go 2 more. And relax down. Lovely, we're going to bring ourselves onto our front now. Lay yourselves onto your front with your head nice and relaxed onto the mat. You want to make sure that you're on your neutral pelvis again, so do some tuck and tilts. Find that neutral pelvis, and again you can check that the back muscles are nice and relaxed. Arms are by the side. We're going to come into a breaststroke preps to begin. So we're going to take a breath in. And as we breathe out, we're just going to roll the shoulders in and reach the hands down towards the feet. And relax down. So exhale, lift and reach. Inhale, release down. Exhale, reach. Inhale, release. So you should be feeling this in between the shoulder blades. Just getting those rhomboid muscles nice and working. Rhomboids tend to become quite weak if you sit hunched a lot, looking at a phone or a laptop or a computer. So it's really good to strengthen them up. If this is feeling comfortable, on the next one, as you roll the shoulders in and reach down, you're going to lift the head off of the floor and release. The neckline is staying exactly the same, so you should still be looking at the mat. It's just going to lift off of the floor. So you should be feeling this a little bit lower into the back now, just below the shoulder blades. And let's do 4 more. Last 2. And last one. And relax down. Hands just come underneath the shoulders and you're going to push yourself back into child's pose. Relaxing the bottom down to the heels, but not forcing it, just wherever you naturally end up. And just feel that lovely stretch through the shoulders, the back, into the hips and the ankles and the feet. And we're just going to stay here for a bit. So just breathe into it. Lovely. So we're going to bring ourselves into a 4-point kneeling position. So knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, or just slightly forward if that's more comfortable for you. We're going to come into our opposite arm, opposite legs. So for this, we need to make sure we're in a nice solid base. Make sure you're in your pelvic neutral again. So if you need to do tuck and tilts here, find the right position. Core's lovely and engaged. So imagining that belt again, going up 3 notches. And we're going to take the opposite arm and the opposite leg. You should be looking just to the end of your mat. And trying to make those transitions as smooth as possible. Try not to let the back dip. And we're just challenging our coordination here, our balance. Our buttock muscles are working, our shoulders are working. It's a lovely all-round exercise. Two more. And last one. We're going to stay in this position and just stretch up through the shoulders, so lift the arm to the sky and thread it through. And back to centre, lift to the sky, thread it through. And back to the centre. So just getting a lovely stretch here through the chest as you take the arm high, and then through the back of the shoulder when you thread it through. We're just going to do one more on each side. And our last one. And back to centre. Back in this position, we're just going to come into our cat-cow. So you're just going to arch the spine, drop the head, and then drop the spine, lift the head. And we're just going to alternate between the two, getting some lovely mobility into the whole of the spine. And let's do 2 more. And last one. Okay, so come and lounge your other side. Let's do a clown on this side. So we're going to raise our feet, so they're just in line with the buttocks, top hips going down towards the feet, and imagining those headlights again facing down towards the floor. Feet stay together and knees going to lift and lower. So again, we've got that stake through the hips. That's keeping us from rolling back. And we're feeling this in the hip buttock area again. And on this next one, we're going to hold it open and we're going to go for 8 little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax it down. So lifting up the feet and lift and lower. So it's quite normal to have one side that feels weaker than the other. So it might feel harder work, that's absolutely fine. We've all got a weaker side. And more often than not, you do it second. So this is probably your weaker side. And on this next one, we're holding it open. We're going to extend the knee and tap the toe. Extend the knee and tap the toe. 2 more. The last one. Feet together, relax the knee. Bring your knees up to 90, arms out in front, and we're coming into those arm openings again. So again, you can take the arm over, or you can trail it around. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Whatever gives you that lovely stretch through the chest. We're going to have one more here. And relax down. We're going to bring ourselves onto our back. So we're just going to come into our stretches. We're going to take one leg up towards the ceiling, hold into the back of the thigh, hug it in towards the chest. So we're just relaxing all through into that hamstring muscle at the back of the leg. We're not going to pulse it, we never pulse a stretch. We just breathe into it and allow it to relax. And there shouldn't be any pain here. It should just feel like a stretch, should feel quite comfortable. If there's any pain, just ease it off a little bit and allow it to relax naturally on its own, and then you can bring it in a little bit further. Good, we're just going to hold it a little bit longer. We're going to place that foot onto the opposite knee and hug it into the chest. I'm just getting that lovely stretch into the buttock muscles, sometimes into the hip as well, depending on where you're tight. And place the feet back down. We're going to take the other leg up now. Again, holding the back of the thigh, just releasing off this side. And again, it's quite normal to have one side tighter than the other. It often coincides with your weaker side. So ideally we want the knee nice and straight, but obviously if you're quite tight, that's not going to happen. But just breathe into it, allow it to relax. And pop that foot onto the opposite knee and hug it into the chest. Relaxing off this buttock muscles. And relax the feet down. We're now going to come up into a seated position. We're going to place the soles of the feet together, hold onto them with our hands, and we're going to sit up nice and upright and just allowing that stretch into the inner thigh muscles. So again, one side's likely to be tighter than the other, so don't worry if one knee sits higher than the other, don't force it down. It's just going to naturally relax. Try and sit yourself up nice and tall. And relax out of that. So we're just going to cross the legs over, or sit however you're comfortably with your legs out, whatever feels comfortable. We're going to come into our prayer position, hands together onto the breastbone. We're just going to come into our spine twists. Just twisting around, getting some mobility into the back. One more on each side. And relax down. We're just going to relax off the neck, so drop the chin to the chest. Gently pull it over to one side and feel a lovely stretch down the side of the neck. And relax it off. Drop the chin to the chest, take the other side now. And again, feeling it down the side of the neck. Breathing into the stretch. Relax it off. We're going to bring ourselves now into a kneeling position. From here, we're going to take one foot out in front of us. We're going to tuck the pelvis under to get the lovely stretch into the front of the thigh and into the front of the hip, and then take the arm over to just increase that stretch and get some stretch down to the side as well. Hold on if you need to. If your balance isn't so good, that's absolutely fine. It's all about a stretch. If you feel like it was a strong enough stretch without the arm, feel free to lower the arm. And relax it off. We're going to come onto the other side now, so take the other leg out in front, tuck the pelvis under and take the arm over, just increasing the stretch and getting the stretch down the side of the body. And relax it down. We're going to tuck the toes under and really gently roll ourselves up into a standing position. Do be careful if you have low blood pressure or get lightheaded easy. Take a second if you need to, or have some water. And we're going to come into our roll downs. So tuck your chin to your chest, roll yourselves forward one vertebrae at a time, hang at the bottom, and hopefully you're feeling nice and mobile. And roll yourselves up. Let's go for two more. So tuck the chin to the chest, Roll yourself forward, hang at the bottom, and roll your way back up. Let's go for our last one. Last one, tuck your chin to your chest, roll yourselves forward, one vertebra at a time, hanging at the bottom, knees nice and soft. And then just gonna tuck your pelvis under, restacking the spine, head and neck last to come up. So we're just gonna finish with our upper body warm up. So we're gonna inhale, roll the shoulders, exhale, push away. Inhale up to the ceiling, and exhale, release. So we inhale, roll, exhale. Inhale and release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and release. Let's go 2 more. And last one. And release. Well done everyone today, you've worked really hard. Look forward to seeing you on some of my other videos. Do press the subscribe button and the little bell, and it will notify you of any new videos coming up. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you everyone.